This is Boxing Tickets NI in association with SB Sports. We're here at the National Stadium and delighted to be joined by Paddy Donovan. Paddy, the last time we spoke, I guess, in December, you were obviously supposed to be fighting the Michael Conlan card. I guess in some ways, obviously, it's the hurt of obviously not being able to get a fight on the card, but I guess as not boxing, obviously, it's even until you put the gloves on, there's no sort of guarantee with fights. Have you sort of got over this sort of disappointment of obviously not being able to fight in December, but I guess at the same time, you're excited to be back fighting the National Stadium?
Yeah, that's a part of boxing. That's what comes with fighting. You're never guaranteed anything, and anything in the sport can change within a blink of an eye. And unfortunately, last time I didn't get to show my skill set and get out there, and it might have gone an undercard. Fortunately, that's the way it goes. As I said, sometimes boxing hands you these kind of cards, and you got to deal with them the best you can. But yeah, I'm very excited to be back here in the stadium. It's a platform that I know very well. Achieved a lot as an amateur here. I was in some of the biggest fights in Irish history here. So yeah, it's a great place, great venue, and I'm excited to be back down south fighting.
I guess with obviously you turn pro and everything else, you probably maybe, because of the way southern boxing was and there being no sort of big time boxing as a pro, did you ever imagine you'd probably be back here fighting at the National Stadium? I guess your last time here was the Kieran Malloy fight, and you sort of look back on it then and go, I'm going pro. You think of obviously the big nights and everything else. Did you ever think you'd be back here fighting again?
Not so early in my career, but I'm very happy to be here. It's still a massive platform any way you look at it. Some very good names, some very good talented fighters on it. It's another fight, you know what I mean? It'll get me to 10-0, and we've got very big plans for this season already put in place, and there's big news dropping soon. So yeah, very excited to be back in, as I said, National Stadium. Last time was a big hit. I fought here was against Kieran Malloy, and it was an iconic night of Irish boxing history. You could see the way the place erupted that night, and probably one of the best fights that the stadium has seen. So yeah, absolutely brilliant to be back here. Very excited to be fighting once again here in Dublin City.
I guess obviously in Limerick in the whole, obviously it's been a sort of mixed bag. Obviously Graham obviously got beat obviously in the same card he was supposed to be on, and Jamie obviously was involved in the war last week. Does it sort of surprise you, I guess, sometimes when obviously, I guess when you see other people from Limerick obviously getting onto the big stage, obviously Graham's biggest night and obviously put on a valiant performance, but Jamie, I know obviously in your early days obviously as a pro, Jamie was sort of learning the trade along with you, and you know he's now a two-weight Celtic champion in 5 fights. It's incredible what he's done so far.
Absolutely exceptional, from the damage or background that he had, from where he just came from. He's really reached what he's wanting to reach. Becoming a 2-time champion is absolutely an exceptional achievement for Jamie, and the same for Graham on these big shows. I'm very excited for them. It couldn't happen to 2 better guys. So yeah, they train hard. They're all together as one unit in Limerick boxing, and they put their heart and soul into the boxing game. So I'm very delighted for the both of them. But I've got bigger plans. My plans is to be a boxing world champion in multiple weight classes, sell out venues all over Ireland, all over England and America. Everyone that shared the ring with me knows exactly how good I am and how good I'm going to be. People tend to forget that I'm still quite young and have not reached my prime for another three or 4 years. So yeah, this year is expected to be a quite busy year. We've got big plans planned, and yeah, hopefully we can achieve them plans, and you'll see great achievements.
Is obviously April 1st sort of just like a sort of takeover to sort of for bigger things sort of coming, or you know what's the sort of plan opponent wise for April 1st? Is it just gather the dust off? I think what your last fight was August, if I'm right in thinking. So obviously it's a bit of time out of the ring. Is obviously just a case of brushing off the cobwebs before obviously bigger and better fights in 2023.
Yeah, we'll see. If that Dylan Moran fight doesn't happen, I'll be ready to accept the challenge this in this show coming up. If they cannot make that fight happen, I'll fight him. The opponent is good. He's quite tough. Durable opponent is the fighter I'm supposed to beat. But yeah, if Dylan Moran wants to step in, and if that fight doesn't happen, I gladly accept that challenge. But yeah, it's a fight I'm supposed to win, and it's a fight it's a move up the ladder fight, and expect big things this year.
You've obviously been in some great cards. You've also been around a lot of great pros. Obviously Jason Quigley obviously back after 15 months or so out of the ring. You know, you've obviously bought some Michael Conlan cards. You've obviously boxed in Taylor Catterall cards in Glasgow. Is this obviously just now about you laying the foundations for, I guess, your bigger nights when you're headlining these shows?
Yeah, look, I'm learning my trade for the last couple of years. A lot of injuries, a couple of deaths in the family, there's setbacks. But yeah, after this year, after this fight, we've got big news planned. So hopefully we can reach the goals that we intend to reach, which is big fights, big venues, titles, and becoming a boxing world champion.
Well, listen, thanks very much for your time. Obviously, all the very best over the next 7 weeks, and I'm sure we'll catch up with you very, very soon.
Yes, thank you guys for having me.